And we're back with a second video on my BeamNG Road Atlanta test drive, and today I've got a couple of different cars, and they're a little bit faster than last time, so I hope you enjoy this video. Alright, so the first car is the Gov Real Bartow, the inline 6 version, and it did okay around the track. Despite its really weak engine, it did go around 2 minutes and 19 seconds, so it's not that bad despite, like, you know, it's an old muscle car, bad handling, bad suspension, all that stuff, but it went around the track a little bit better than I expected. Honestly, I was expecting it to be slower than the cars I tested last time. Even with a small engine and yeah, just a very weak engine, it didn't do so bad. Handling was okay, I guess it was fine. But yes, it was lacking in power, but it still produced a somewhat acceptable lap time around the track. Next we have the covet, the covet. This is the DX model with just the base 1.5 and a manual transmission. It didn't go so bad. It's a very weak engine, producing less than 80 horsepower, but despite its weak engine, it still went quite well around the track. I managed to pull just under 2 minutes and 17 seconds, so not bad for a very weak car like this. That's mainly because the handling is very good. It's almost incredible to see the difference between these old cars with bad suspension and even this base model that should be like an 80s, an 80s style, hatchback car, like compact. And it's very good, actually. I'm very surprised. The handling is very nimble, and it makes up for the loss in speed. It's not a bad car. If you put a little bit more power into the car, it would definitely fly around the track much faster, but as it stands, this is a pretty good lap time for the car. And finally we have the Bruckle Moonhawk, and did a very good lap time of about 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Despite, you know, the sort of notoriety with the weak engines of the 70s muscle cars, this is still very good for like the inline 6 base model. Has considerably more horsepower and higher top speed than the Barstow, and for that it makes a higher lap time. The handling is about on the same level, I would say, maybe a little bit better because it's a bit newer, but they both handle quite badly, and you got to be careful when taking corners to not spin out, whatever kind of thing like that. But despite, you know, the bad technology under the chassis, it's still okay. Even though the engine isn't so powerful, you know, only an inline 6, not its V8, it's still quite good, and I'm pleasantly surprised by the performance of this car.